growing up through the 90s and gaming in the 90s, Crash Bandicoot was something you had to have seen and had to have played, and if not, you were one unfortunate motherfucker, because that's all I can say. Fact of the matter is, Crash Bandicoot games were the shit. Where you were playing Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, 3, or Crash Team Racing, it was awesome as shit. And I loved the Crash Bandicoot commercials. I like when he went outside the Nintendo building and was talking mad fucking shit on Nintendo and Mario and stuff like that. You know, all in the name of humor, but still, it was fucking funny. Then he teams up with, like, Sweet Tooth and is, like, putting some Martha Stewart-looking bitch in her fucking place. And he's going through airport security and some other stuff. And I just like the fact that Crash had this, you know, kind of, like, goofball fuck you kind of attitude and just didn't give a shit. I like that a lot. But the games themselves, being a platforming fan, the very first game I played was Super Mario Bros. / Duck Hunt. So I've always been a big platforming fan. Went on to Sonic the Hedgehog, went on to Crash Bandicoot. And Crash Bandicoot games were just a big part of my upbringing, you know, going on into the 32-bit era, and I just liked them a whole lot. And each one got better as it progressed. You know, and it unfortunately then went on into the hands of Activision, who didn't seem to have a single fucking iota of an idea as to what to do with the franchise, and unfortunately just ran the quality into the ground, which is unfortunate. But everybody always recognized Crash Bandicoot as the unofficial PlayStation mascot. I have for years, and still do, even though the very first game came out in '96, and the last time we seen Crash Bandicoot was, 2008? Again, that was from Activision, but rumors are circulating now that Sony may have finally went and scooped up the rights to it. Now, I'm hoping that this ends up being true, because I would like to see Crash Bandicoot come back to the forefront of gaming. I've been dying to see something like that, because I miss those games. I liked all the characters, you know, I liked Dr. Neo Cortex, I liked the fucking fact that the game in general was just an all-around fun-ass platformer. You know, if you still go back and play Crash Bandicoot, graphically, the game still holds up. These games are on PlayStation 1, and they still hold up today. And, you know, I always recognize games, you know, for what system that they're on, what year that they came out, and stuff like that. Most people will be like, oh, that looks like shit compared to what came out nowadays. No, duh. Really, you fucking took that 1/4 of your fucking brain that you only are able to fucking utilize, and you figured that out on your own. Well, bravo, I guess we can take the fucking dunce cap off, now can we? But I started thinking about this, and, you know, there's, down in the description, there's actually links and stuff, where somebody compiled, like, all this fucking evidence on Reddit, which I found to be fascinating, frankly, that somebody took the time to notice all this stuff, and then go and do some detective work like they were Batman or some shit. But they ended up figuring all this stuff. I'm like, huh, that's kind of interesting. And the Activision site was pulled down completely. So it does make me kind of curious. I mean, normally we end up getting these kind of ideas based off of any kind of copyrights that are filed by, you know, such and such company. So it'd be Sony Computer Entertainment in this regard. But going on into them making a next iteration of Crash Bandicoot game, an official Crash Bandicoot 4, which would be really nice. I started thinking, you know, we have Naughty Dog, who essentially has been busy as shit since the original Crash Bandicoot games. They went on to, like, you know, Jak and Daxter. They went on to the Uncharted games. They went on to The Last of Us, etc., etc. So they've been busy little bumblebees. As much as I'd want to see them go and do that, I think that their platter is full right now. So it made me think, like, what about Ready at Dawn, or the guys at Sucker Punch? And we're talking about people who have worked on Jak and Daxter, and people who have worked on the Sly Cooper games and stuff like that. I'd want to be a company that's worked with Sony and worked on platforming games of a substantial quality to ensure that Crash Bandicoot's going to be well taken care of. And you could even have some of the original people, you know, over at Naughty Dog come in, oversee the game and stuff, maybe toss out ideas as to what they want to see happen. But I'd actually want them to go back to the original format of live in your world, play in ours, do commercials like that again. You know, have them talk shit on Xbox or Nintendo again. You know, again, just and funny because it's in jest. You know, I like that kind of stuff because it was amusing and it was entertaining. But I started thinking about, you know, the actual gameplay format. Should this be a much more open world style setting like Super Mario 64 or something like that? Or should this be, you know, the semi-linear gameplay style with the branching paths of the original Crash Bandicoot games? And if they did do a big open world setting, I swear I would hope that they allow you to like jump inside of a cart and drive around to different sections, and then make it like a mini Crash Team Racing, because I seriously love that kart racing game and then some. You have no idea. If you've never had your hands on Crash Team Racing, you're missing out on single-handedly one of the best kart racing games ever. And this is coming from an avid fan of the Mario Kart franchise. But that and Sonic and All-Star Racing Transformed are like the Mario Kart racing games I always consider like cream of the crop, so amazing, oh my god. But back to Crash Bandicoot, it's a franchise, you know, that and Spyro, Klonoa, all on PlayStation 1, was Jumping Flash. Those are platforming games that I look to and like, these are awesome as shit. This is like the pinnacle of platform gaming, you know, of this era. Granted, you know, Nintendo 64 had its bevy of awesome games like Super Mario 64, Banjo and Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day, etc., etc. But, you know, Crash needs a comeback and then some. You know, it should never be in the hands of a company as shitty as Activision. Activision is so completely and fucking stupid. Like, I'd rather have a Bulgarian fucking pimp with a peg leg come up and bitch slap me with his fucking crusty ass dick than to ever see fucking decent franchises go into the hands of Activision, who seemingly just don't give a shit. They're just like, can you make games? I mean, do you think that you might possibly be able to type on a keyboard sometime? Okay, fuck it. Let this asshole go and have an extremely important intellectual property that everybody cares about and then ruin it. So, just fuck that in every single conceivable fashion. And I'm sure that the folks who originally made it have probably had shit tons of ideas and would love to see this go back into the rightful hands of a company who's going to give a damn about it, because it has to be one of those things, like, I can't imagine making a game series, a franchise that I love to death and is beloved by millions around the entire world, and then see it bastardized by another company. I want to just lose my fucking mind. Like, that right there is like going straight fucking postal. But the idea of all this happening is extremely awesome. I just want to go and wax nostalgic about Crash Bandicoot games a little bit, but the fact that I really liked the games growing up. I played them all with my brother and stuff, and love with my family, because everybody I knew played and liked Crash Bandicoot games. You know, even non-PlayStation liking people liked playing the Crash Bandicoot games and just thought that they were really fun all around. They liked the humor that was within the games. You know, that's one of the things that I remember fondly of it. Great stage design, great control, great graphics, fun music, just kick-ass games all around. They're fucking awesome. And I want to talk about the prospect of them making another one and going back to PlayStation and Crash potentially becoming like their mascot, because they don't really have like an actual mascot, so to speak, which is a shame. You know, many people could argue about various characters throughout the tenure of the PlayStation life cycle, but realistically they don't have that front runner. Sega's got Sonic, Nintendo's got Mario, Microsoft has Master Chief, Sony, you know, it's like, is it Kratos, maybe? You know, is it Ratchet and Clank? I have no clue. There's a lot of characters you could pick from, but I'd like to see it be Crash Bandicoot, just for history's sake, you know? So anyway, I'm going to go and say all that, and conclude this. Like always, nerds, nerdettes, and gamers, game the fuck on. And seriously, play Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3, and Crash Team Racing. If you've never played them, because you're missing out. Trust me.